Ayan.
Hmm.
Nakasan mo.
Sir, what are the basic safety and standard requirements in a typical electric wire?
Basic safety and standard.
Yes, sir.
Do you mean the materials we use for safety also?
It can be, sir.
Okay, so number one, for an electrical wiring, of course, is the conductor. So, yung conductors natin. So, it should have proper insulation, and it should be, the materials we buy should have been marked quality approved. Okay, so we have PS as our Philippine standard, wherein it guarantees that it has been approved by the authority natin for quality control. Okay, so for safety measures, I will just discuss first the wiring, no? The actual wiring for typical residential installation. So of course you have your conductor, which carries the current to your house from outside. So you have conduits, they are the tubes. So conduits natin, conductor, and then you have the protective devices such as the fuse, and what we use now actually are circuit breakers. Okay, so let us take each, let's discuss first each at a time. So the conductor, so you should have proper size of wire, meaning you should know the demand natin for power for each room, halimbawa, or each outlet. So from that, if you know the demand for power, so you know the current in amperes that is required, the conductor will carry that. So you should choose the proper size of wire, not just any wire. And then, so the type of insulation of the conductor. The insulation, as you know, is the covering of the copper wire. So you should consider whether it will be used outdoor or indoor installation. So that yung protection of our conductor inside is maintained. Okay? So number one is proper size of wire for any installation. Number two, we use conduits. So this serves as the protection of our wires, the mechanical protection of wires in an installation. So we insert the wires inside conduits, the tubes, no? It can be metallic, rigid metallic conduit, or it can be PVC, okay, polyvinyl chloride na tubing, or it can be flexible conduit. Okay, so we need mechanical protection for the conductors, and actually, as you would notice, they are embedded, no, inside the sa walls natin. So you cannot actually see. You should not see actually the actual wirings inside a residential or any establishment. Okay, so it is embedded to offer mechanical protection. Of course, if you just lay your wires on the floor, so eventually the insulation will be destroyed, and then it will cause short circuit. So you have proper size of wire, and then mechanical protection of the wirings, and then you have the circuit breakers or the protective devices, or a fuse may do. Naubos na yung memory mo. Hindi po ba? For the circuit breaker, so suppose, so as I've said, you choose a proper size of wire. Size of wire kasi, imbawa, you have number 30, number 12 pala, number 12 na gauge of wire, no? AWG, I'm not sure, but sabihin natin it can carry 30 amperes of current. Now, in the event the current carried by the wire because of overload or octopus wiring, in the event that the current in the circuit exceeds the rated current of the wire, the tendency is for the wire to heat up and eventually burn, and eventually also cause fire to your establishment. No? So, you have circuit breakers or fuses as protection. Meaning, if the current exceeds the rated capacity of the conductor, so the circuit breaker will automatically turn off the circuit. Okay, so those are the basic protective devices for safety, for an electrical safety. Okay.
Sir, the next question is, what is the most used wiring installation process at the typical Filipino house?
Okay, so our wiring here is using PVC, no? Which is embedded. It can also be yung rigid metal conduit na installation wherein you use metallic tubings and they are also embedded sa walls natin sa mga posts. Okay?
Sir, sub-question po. Kasi po, yung